2009, we made history with the election of President Barack Obama. He called us to service as there remains much work to do to end unemployment, poverty, and crime in our communities. There's so many books on how we can accomplish this, but this year, everyone's raving about this summer's hottest new book, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America by Chicago's own Emmanuel Barbee. A graduate of Northeastern Illinois University, Barbee addresses key ways we back our families and communities. But unlike so many other books on this topic, Barbee captivates his reader, presenting solutions through a riveting life story. It's entertaining, it's different, it's exciting. The perfect book club selection. Don't be left out. Get your copy of The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America. Order today at Amazon.com.
Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I am your host, Emmanuel Barbee. Tonight we are having a special segment. I'm going to discuss the recent murder of another brother, George Floyd. Before I go into my presentation, I want to remind my listeners that we have 3 guest speakers coming on the show tomorrow evening. They are Bishop Margaret from Uganda, Minister Shakiva Bassel from Jamaica, and Missionary Savannah Rush from Alabama. Support this video podcast by purchasing my revised book. It's available on Amazon as an ebook for $9.99 or as a softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. If you are interested in being a part of my film project, or if you are interested in being a part of my actual Christian business, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute, just send me your email address to my Facebook inbox, and we'll take it from there. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Medium page, and my Mixcloud page. Thank you. There was a high-profile case in Georgia. A young brother by the name of Emmanuel Barbee was shot and killed as he was out jogging. If it had not been for the video footage of his killers, they would have gotten away with cold-blooded murder. There was also another high-profile case in Kentucky. This time it was a sister by the name of Breonna Taylor. She was shot 8 times by the police who raided the wrong house. On May 25th, George Floyd was murdered by the police who held Floyd's neck for 8 minutes. Floyd was handcuffed and laid down flat on a concrete road, while a police officer had his knee on his neck while he was being recorded. Floyd repeatedly was saying, "I can't breathe." These police incidents will continue to happen as long as we live in the United States of America. The solution is for us to move the grassroots community activist movement from behind a computer starting in Chicago. We will unify with our African immigrants here in America and reclaim our ancestral homeland, which is Africa. Now, the definition of insanity is to continue doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Black people have been marching and protesting for 52 years and still nothing has come out of it. Why not embrace new ideas? That's what I'm trying to bring about. New ideas so that way we can break this insanity that we keep going through and experiencing in the media. It's okay I'm for peaceful protesting, but when people start, burning down businesses and things like that. That's just a perfect recipe for the road cops to kill more black people. I'm just being real. Democrats have created sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants. We have been faithful as black people to the Democratic Party. Where is our sanctuary cities? We as black people have an option now, unlike our ancestors who were forced to come to this country, and our ancestors also who were able to create the Underground Railroad to escape slavery and come up to the north and all the way up to Canada. We can now think beyond America in terms of an option, rather than continue being treated as third and fourth class citizens. If you don't have an African plan, what are you doing for your family or for yourself? You're doing a disservice to your family. If you're black and you refuse to help build our home base, which is Africa, then you're not black. As long as we continue to live in America, our tax dollars will finance a society which hires road cops on the force to continue abusing us. Do you want your children to be exposed to road cops who take pleasure in killing blacks? Blacks in America only have 2% of the nation's wealth, according to inequality.org. According to the Bible, Proverbs 13 verse 22, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children. How in the world we as black people are going to be able to leave an inheritance if we only have 2% of the nation's wealth? That should be a wake-up call, black people. When road cops can kill you on video and there's no consequences because they know that they will be acquitted because they have their unions behind them and everything. For example, in the case of Eric Garner, the officer was on video using an illegal chokehold, which led to the death of Eric Garner. And unfortunately, that police officer was acquitted. Our black leaders, such as the Congressional Black Caucus, have sold us out. They are fighting for all other groups except blacks. And that's not cool. The coronavirus has exposed the United States' incompetence and unpreparedness. America is on the brink of an economic collapse. Income inequality is on the rise, and America has become an import-dependent economy due to outsourcing of manufacturing companies from going to say from the 80s. This American experiment is about to come to an end. Under the Grassroots Community Activist Institute, our people will never allow ourselves to become subjugated again. This is what I keep trying to share with my members. This is what I have been preaching to my members online in my groups for over 15 years. So now all I have is my story, and I'm going to do what I can to make sure that this story is going to, it's going to be effective and successful. I want our black middle class professionals on my team. I don't want people that's just rooted in emotions and, just just want to complain about the problems, but don't want to put in the hard work to actually get things moving and to put my ideas into action, so that way we can move from just focusing on what Dr. King and Malcolm X and our ancestors did in the past. This is the 21st century, and I want to be able to unite with our global black family, and I want to connect with not the people that's so much in power. That's where we, differ with a lot of people that I run across. All they want to do is, keep saying, oh, you should talk to this person, this leader, and this, that. I want to talk to ordinary people that's trying to do something positive in the community, and that has to have that track record that's trying. My credibility is my story. I put in the work, but yes, it's very heartbreaking to see all our people being slaughtered, especially in this day and age because of the internet, and how we have this news cycle with CNN. The news is constantly on 24/7. But it's time that we make some real moves here in America. I'm talking to black Americans, because nobody else, that's fine, people could be out there marching with you, but at the end of the day, we have to take responsibility about rebuilding Black Wall Street. No one else is going to build that for us. We have to do that for ourselves. And so that's what I want to do with my Christian business. And the reason why I keep saying mine, because this business is based on my experience. And I promise none of my members will ever have to endure such humiliation and unnecessary, I would say, rejection for trying to do something positive in the community. This is what I have been experiencing. This is what my film is going to be about. Hood Liberator, made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. I want to give you young people, let's say ages 10 through 30, an opportunity to be in my film, especially those that's on my friends list, people that have children that's, around 10 and up until like 12. So I do want adolescents to present my story when I was in my youth. Then I want juveniles, so teenagers. And then I must say someone between 25 to 30 to represent my adulthood. But the film is gonna help me and Sister Renee generate capital, because the book is not selling like I thought it would, and unfortunately a lot of our people don't like to read, but that's okay. I'm doing this because I care about my people that's trapped in American ghettos, not just in Chicago, but throughout the United States. But I'm getting up in age, and I don't have another 28 years to waste trying to find qualified people to come forth, because they're not going to come forth. It's been 28 years. So once I start making money from my film, I can hire the type of people that I want. And again, that's black middle class professionals. Even if if I have to hire African immigrants, so be it. Afro Caribbeans, so be it. But bottom line, this organization will come to pass, and we're going to start it here in the city of Chicago for credibility. So when I do come to the African continent, I don't have to sit up here and explain who I am and, like I'm going for a job interview. I'm coming to the continent to bring qualified people that have expertise in agricultural, so that way we can help fix the infrastructure in Africa with building power lines, bridges, roads, and providing jobs for African youth. But Africa, I need you to do your part. I need you to step up, share my book information, share my video podcast, spread my information, even if you can't afford the book. That's the whole purpose I have these groups in the first place. And all these groups I'm going to turn into a real business, and that business again is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute. Even though I have different names for the groups, they're all going to fall under this category. Since Black America has rejected me, or hasn't rejected me as, my creator, Yahshua, he's the one that gave me the vision to make a positive impact in the Black community and in our economy. But again, I want brave and smart people on my team, management team. Just like Nehemiah, he had qualified people to help him rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. So, likewise, that's what I want as well. And we are not going to focus on celebrities. We want to focus on ordinary law-abiding citizens. And again, when I say this Willie Lynch mentality, the same thing goes for our brothers and sisters on the continent. A lot of them suffer from that colonized mentality. So it's both of them are the same thing. It's just different terms. But we're going to come against that mess. And again, this organization is for our youth. I'm giving our youth an opportunity to promote themselves in films and stage plays, and promote more Black entrepreneurs. Other racial groups, or non-Black sympathizers, they're welcome to join us, but that's our focus. They can patronize us, but I'm not going to let them come in our organization and try to hijack it, just like what happened with our civil rights movement. That was for us as Black people. We were the only ones in America that was slaves. We're the ones that built this country and made it what it was. Our ancestors did. But the financial elites, they put that word minority in there so everyone else can piggyback off of our struggles. And that's what's going on. And I have to go there. Dr. Martin Luther King, I respect him, and I'm grateful for all the hard work that he did, but he was wrong. He was wrong because integration hurt Black people more, because it only benefited the dominant society. As a result, we have less Black businesses now. And the community is very weak. It's not as strong as it used to be. And so, because of integration, we outsource all our best I would say talented people. They live outside of the community in terms of like doctors and lawyers. So that hurt the economic base in the community, and so that's why things are the way it is. But through the Grassroots Community Activist Institute, we want to strengthen the black family. That's very important. And work with families that want to utilize our programs and services. The spiritual component, I just wanted to let people understand that you do not have to be a Christian to be part of this organization. But you will be screened. Everybody, I don't associate myself with con artists, and I don't want corruption to be in this business. And so I'm not having that. That's why I want to make sure I screen people. People sign that community pledge, and people go through our background checks, because we can't have pedophiles. It's other organizations that's out there in society that can help those type of people. Hardened criminals, we can't have that. But people that have nonviolent crimes, ex-offenders that have nonviolent crimes are welcome to be a part of us. We're open to allow former gang members in, just long as they're wasn't a serial killer and stuff like that. But again, everybody will be treated equally. And this organization is more than just a new business endeavor. This is a new system. That's how come, I try to explain this to brothers and sisters, especially when I used to do my street ministry. And all they wanted to do was try to debate with me about how, I can't do this and I can't do that. I'm not trying to hear that. And again, I know this organization, we're not going to be able to win over everybody in the black community. And that's fine. But all we're going to do for those persons that don't want to be part of us, we're going to pray for them. We're going to show them tough love, and we're going to keep it moving. We're going to separate ourselves from hardened criminals. That's just how it is. We want to replicate this organization to hopefully 10 other cities, if God's will. I don't have time to sit up here and try to convince somebody to want to be a part of this. If they're interested, cool. If not, just keep it moving. But I definitely want to get it started here so we can generate capital, so we can put my ideas into action. And again, when we go to Africa, I want us to make sure that our African brothers and sisters are going to put pressure on their governments to help speed up the process so that we can have citizenship, I say within 5 years. And that's basically what this organization is all about. And again, if you feel led to be a part of this organization, all I ask you to do is read my story first. If you disagree, just keep it moving. I only want to connect with people that's in agreement. It's corruption all over. Yes, I know it's corruption in Africa too, but again, we just want to work with people that want more out of life. Bottom line. Thank you very much for watching and listening to this podcast. If you want to come on here to promote your business or ministry, just hit me up and I'll put you on. It's just that simple, and I would also add in an incentive. My guest speakers that come on my show, after the show, I'm willing to teach you how to do your own podcast and create your own YouTube channel to earn extra revenue from that. So, this is quote unquote a win-win situation. Now, once I start making big money, everybody, I guarantee you, mark my words, everybody is going to want to come out the woodwork and want to play like they want to be with us and all that stuff. I'm Emmanuel Barbee. Ain't nothing changing. What I said for the past 28 years, I stand on that stuff. That's why I say I want you to read my story so that way I don't have to waste time trying to explain to you what this organization is about. We're going to carry out everything that I have written in that book to the fullest. And again, no man or woman on earth would change the vision that my Creator has given me to do. That's just how it is. I don't do silly debates, because that's what you do out there when you're running for public office. I'm not running for no public office. I'm going to run my Christian business the way I run my home, and that's going to be things done decent and in order, as well as drama-free. If you don't have peace in your home, that's a red flag. So I want to make sure all my members make sure that they reach their life goals. And that's real. But the main thing is, you're going to have to sign that community pledge and attend our mandatory orientations once we have this organization up and running in terms of having that physical building. With that said, this is going to conclude the show for this evening, and I will hear from you all hopefully on our next segment.